Now, as the holiday season approaches here on Wall Street and across the globe, as the world spends their hard-earned cash on all these various items from around the world, have you ever really thought about how it goes from place A to place B? You have cargo, freight, logistics, transport, technology behind it. It's a big task for any big business. But what about the implementation of technology into this sector? You might be asking, what's the next big thing? And that's where this gentleman comes into play. Andrew Sobko, the CEO of Batch, a supply chain logistics company powered by groundbreaking AI-driven transportation solutions. But don't take it from me. Hear all about Batch from Andrew himself.
We are a logistics brokerage business focusing on the most complicated piece of supply chain. It's called first mile out of the ports, getting containers out of the port. We call it in industry drayage. And that's our core specialty. And we fully digitized it in a simple way, created like a DoorDash experience for large Fortune 500 companies to transact with us. And then on the other end, we're like a marketplace. We added tens of thousands of different small truck drivers that kind of act like an Uber taxi drivers. And we're kind of matching them with largest companies in the world, simplified their entire experience. And on the other end, through our technology, we're able to, again, digitize through our app driver's experience and also improve drivers' productivity. And on average, let's say, whenever drivers were able to do like 2 round trips per day out of, let's say, any major port in America, through this technology and AI, we have a tool called Smart Jobbing, we were able to increase productivity in some cases up to 6 turns a day.
Now, we just heard Andrew talk a little bit about artificial intelligence, technology, AI, and that's a hot topic as of late. Lots of people want to discuss this topic. They want to learn more. And I had to ask Andrew, artificial intelligence, its implementation in the brand, has it helped it out a lot? Has it helped it out a little bit? What effect has it had on the company? For that answer, here's Andrew.
Our company, again, we always use AI in the case of, how can we actually improve our drivers and our, customers' lives? And how can we simplify it? So the whole trucking industry is still until today, it's not like, stock market, which is fully digitized. Most of our industry still, people call each other, they check the prices, they have to email. Until today, major companies, major Fortune 100 companies still email some of their vendors and what your price will be for this mini project out of this particular port. So what we did, we fully digitized initially at the beginning back in 2018, 2019, 54,000 lanes. Let's say all major ports, we created this digital experience. And then how we were able to accomplish it. We started running very accurate forecasts. Because again, trucking industry, it's not as efficient, it's not as liquid as the stock market. But again, prices still go up and down. It's all about what's your last negotiation, let's say broker or shipper called this trucking company, and they, getting different prices. And that's what makes the market. What we did, we fully digitized it through our forecast, which we believe is very accurate. We started, again, we were first builders of AI from, again, back in 2018, which sounds not that long ago, but again, we were the first pioneers of AI in our industry. And now where we are today, so we did also significant acquisition, we'll talk about it down the road. But through our acquisition, we were able to acquire also one of our largest competitors. The company was based in Long Beach, California, and we inherited this great technology which was called Smart Jobbing tool, which was more focused on automations, AI automations, and also increasing drivers' productivity. And we have a AI tool, it's called Smart Jobbing. What it does, again, like on average, whenever drivers come to the ports, there's a lot of different challenges. I'm not going to walk you through all of it, but let's say they show up with a piece of paper. We fully digitize through our app. And our technology, let's say, whenever there is a problem or driver may be successfully got one container out of the port for, let's say, a large retailer like Walmart. And whenever, let's say, he is not able to return, let's say, empty container back to, for whatever reason, back to the port, system, he clicks on his app, it works like an Uber taxi app. It assigns him a different ride for a different customer, which could be 5 miles away or 25 miles away. And that's what, increases drivers' productivity. And that's how we apply AI in this industry.
So here's the fact about business that everybody agrees upon. Growth is essential to any company. You have to continue to make money, continue to grow. And the implementation of AI from where it started to where it is now, how has the company grown? I had to ask Andrew that exact question.
So Batch brand, again, we just recently announced this massive rebrand. So what we accomplished, so I was initially a founder of a company called CDL down in Chicago, which was one of the fastest growing companies in the nation, not just in our industry, but we were #1 fastest growing company on Financial Times list in America. And we were scaling, our focus historically was more like, down southeast ports and some strategic rail terminals. We were always a big believer in M&A, strategic M&A, opportunistic M&A. So in the last 12 months, we successfully completed 2 transformational acquisitions for our company. We bought a company down in Jacksonville, Florida called HTS. HTS was, $100 million revenue business with a great customer base, like, a bunch of retailers and food and beverage companies from Anheuser-Busch to Mars, Kroger, Publix, and many other businesses, many other well-known companies. And company also had a public market-ready infrastructure and back office, which was a significant advantage to us while we continued building out this very large platform. And then we completed our second acquisition, which was, a company called Next in Los Angeles, California. Next was well-known asset in our space, Sequoia Capital-backed business, Market Capital-backed business, Shea Venture-backed business. So we were able to successfully acquire Next back in February of 2024. That deal was sponsored by Brookfield, which became a significant investor of ours, great partner. And now we're using this as a platform to put more opportunistic acquisitions on top of our core technology platform and also our robust back office infrastructure.
We also just heard Andrew touch a little bit on mergers and acquisitions. Obviously, in order for a company to grow, you have to continue to expand. I asked Andrew to touch a little bit more on the mergers and acquisitions for the Batch brand and what it's meant for them so far and what it will mean for the company in the future.
Right now, we're officially full nationwide platform. Like historically, as I mentioned, we were only able to cover some ports in America. Now, through the strategic acquisitions, we're covering all ports in the country. And now we also have this unique service, which is, truckload, like domestic trucking piece, which we did through the acquisition of Jacksonville, Florida. Now we have full well coverage of, all Southeast ports, which has been significant. And now we're moving forward, again, part of our strategy to expand through M&A, but become a global player. And we look in different markets, like, again, India, which is a great market to us. We're looking to open up in Europe, Taiwan, and other in Middle East, of course, is a very important market to us. So look, over the last, I would say 2-3 months, we issued 6 LOIs, which, total in about $1.5 billion of revenues in the pipeline. It's 6 acquisitions. We're working really hard in next, let's say by end of this year, which is, again, we have probably about 2 months to complete our next 2 acquisitions, which we believe will be pretty successful. And then on another 4 acquisitions, hopefully by either end of the year or the next year and a half. That's our strategy, which will position us as one of the largest platforms in our space with the best technology stack and allows us to then expand successfully globally. And again, if you look into our customer base, back to it, and our global expansion, we're already working with major brands like from Panasonic to Samsung. They already import in different ports, as I mentioned, the Middle East, Taiwan, Europe. So, our customer base today allows us to expand. Our customers actually asking us to expand and help them with our technology in other markets.